today's video we're going to do a power steering hose on the Honda Odyssey. I'm going to show you what tools you need and how hard it is to do. So here's a new hose. You got two bolts here, which I already took them out. They're 10 millimeters. After you get those off, you just jiggle this back and forth until it's nice and loose. You pull it off. There's O-rings in there. Whenever you put the new hose on, get my camera to focus. When you get the new ones on, you have to make sure those are got a little bit of lubricant around them. You can take some of this power steering fluid and just wipe it around the hose. Luckily, I'm in a shop, not making a mess. But I have a 6-foot hole I can climb into, called a pit. Great for oil changes and stuff like this. So once you get that hose off, you need to follow that down to that bolt, which is actually on a bracket. You got to take that off. This hose has a switch. You see that down there where my light is? You have to undo that switch. So if you can find a ratchet that has the swivel, which puts the flashlight down. So see how this bends back and forth? You can lock it into place. It's great for these tight areas. Like this bolt, for instance, I just use it like this. It makes it easier. You should be able to find those at like Harbor Freight, Home Depot, stuff like that. So now that we're on the bottom, if you can see that pigtail right there, where my light is, you just push that tab in and it should just pop right out. I'll try to get y'all in the shot. So it's undone. That's what it is. All you have to do is push this down. Now what you're going to do is follow this line over the racket pinion, which is right here. Sometimes it's easier just to use a crescent wrench. Just a small crescent wrench. So in this case, this right here is a 14 millimeter. So a little easier to get with a wrench. Once you get all this loose, you go ahead and just screw just this little piece off right here. Get that one off, and then you have to find the brackets. Like there's a bracket there. I'm sure there's another one over here. You're just gonna have to follow them up. The hard part is gonna be routing this thing. Just takes time. If it don't go, don't force it. I've been working on cars a long time. It's a lot easier just to have patience with this kind of stuff. If you don't, you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, and it costs you more time and money, and it's not worth it. So once you get that pigtail undone, you just need to follow that line over. If you follow it, it actually goes up to there, which is the gearbox. That should be a 14. You can buy some cheap wrenches at Harbor Freight, Home Depot, places like that. You just want to make sure that they have a nice, good angle. If they don't, there's some cheap ones out there, and they'll strip your bolts out. Not everyone can go out and afford or buy Mako and Cornwell and all them places. I do. I work at a shop. I've worked on cars since I was a little kid. It took me a long time ago to gather all the tools I have. Once you do that, you're ready. You know, if you break down the side of the road, you have the tools you need. You gotta be prepared. This one, I actually couldn't get a wrench in there. I used a crowfoot and probably a 6-inch extension. to get it broke loose, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pull this out. This is just extension of the ratchet. Sometimes those crowfoot, you kind of have to jiggle them off. Of course, this one's trying to loosen up while I'm taking it off. But I'll show you what a crow's foot looks like. They're handy. A lot of people don't use them, but they make a life of a difference. Of course, you always want to have a bucket down here. You got leaking, fluid everywhere. So, like earlier, I was making a mess. Someone else cleaned that up. But best thing to do when you get that hose off is let it drain out. You don't want to make a mess all the way up. This bracket, it's facing down. So you have to, bend your way in there and get it in there and loosen it up. It's all loose now. It's ready to take it out. I'm going to show you how to remove those brackets, put them in the same spot so you don't have to play with them when they're in the car. And like I said, those O-rings, I'm going to say it over and over probably in this video, they are important. You have to make sure those O-rings are in there, and you want to get them lubricated. You don't put them in dry. It's not smart. It'll make it harder on you. What the heck's going on with my camera? Make it harder on you. So it's all loose now, all the way down. You just have to kind of play with it. Jiggle it up, jiggle it down, keep going until it comes all the way through. See right there, I'm hitting on that. Well, now if I keep pulling on it, I'm gonna rip whatever that is. Probably a vacuum line or something. Make sure you get it out the way of the vacuum line. Keep jiggling, hitting again. So this thing, which is a pressure switch, just keeps on getting in the way. So now we got it out. Make sure we don't lose the brackets. We want to make sure they know where they go. Got it out. There we go. There it is. Probably took me 20 minutes plus recording. Not bad. Next thing you want to do is put the two hoses together. Try to get them close to lining up. These hoses come with O-rings already on the line. That's a part number for the line. If you want, you can match it up. I use XL parts. A lot of people don't know about it. It is open to the public. You just need to search it in your area. They serve to a lot of businesses and shops. They're great. If you know anything about Rock Auto, the prices are pretty similar. You can't beat it. They're quick. If you do have a shop, they deliver really fast. We use O'Reilly's. We use a couple different people for our parts supply. And XL all the way around is just a great company. I'd recommend them to anybody. And I'm not getting paid from them, obviously. I like to give people good deals. I mean, you can't get a better deal than that. So, what we're going to do on this hose is we need to take this pressure switch off the power steering line, put it over here. You more than likely need a wrench or maybe try a crescent. I'm trying to use tools that aren't always available. So that's why I keep throwing crescent out there. Everybody has a crescent or knows somebody with one. As far as these go, you want them lined up pretty close, which they are. You're just going to swap them straight over. Same thing over here. This will come off. And you can swap it right on here. Put this bracket back, bend it back in place. Put the O-rings on. See how this one doesn't have an O-ring when you buy it? This one does. You need to put that on. Put this on there. Before you put it in there, put a little bit of oil or something around it. It pops right in place. Makes it easy. I'm going to take a video after I swap everything over and show you guys how I do. So in order to get that pressure switch off, you need an 18 and a 17. See this? That's an O-ring. I have this O-ring already on, so I know that one, where that one goes. This one has to go right there. That's the only other place. This hose has a flared in, and most time there's an O-ring inside the gearbox. It's not a huge deal. You don't need to worry about that too much. This is a 17 millimeter. I use the 18 for this right here, so you can turn both sides. This one actually is an 18, but this one is an 18. That way you can hold it and then turn this top piece, which is a pressure switch. Take it off, no biggie. As far as tools go on this job, all you need is a 3/8 ratchet, 6-inch extension, 14-foot crow's foot, 18 millimeter. You only use that for one piece in the whole job. 14, they're for the lines down at the bottom, and then a 17. You got your 10 millimeter for some of the bolts. Those brackets at the bottom, they are very hard to get on there. You just have to play with them. They're there for a reason. Remember that. If they're not there, what they do is those lines will rub against that metal, put a hole right in your brand new line. You have to have those brackets with the little bushings on them. If you don't, you're wasting your time. You might as well just throw your old one back on there and not worry about it. I like to get the line ran the way I want it. Get the bolts started. These are loose still. They're still loose. I start everything first. I never tighten anything down until the very end of the job. It makes a good practice. You don't want everything tight. You want to be able to move it. Get everything tightened up, just like so, and you're good to go. I'll start it up here in a second, check for any leaks, and then this job is done. So we got it all running. I got some cheap, just off-brand O'Reilly's power steering fluid. You don't need a bunch of stuff to put it in there. It doesn't make it easier to turn or anything like that. It's just more money. Use a funnel. I tried to make a video just a second ago without a funnel. I'm not even going to show it. It's embarrassing. Use a funnel. Get the fluid in here. Till it's full like so. Maybe over full, what it looks like. But after you turn that wheel back and forth 20 times or so, it'll get it down where you want it. Just turn the wheel back and forth, back and forth. And once you get it turned a bunch, you can let it run for a while and check for any leaks. Once you get it all running and fluid full, you can see now it's sucked down a little bit. It will continue to suck down once you drive it. Put the cap on it, get some brake cleaner, spray it all off. Because I made a big mess, I want to keep it clean. Or I'm gonna think it's leaking again. So clean it all off, spray everything down, and go test drive it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give a thumbs down. Follow, like, whatever you want to do. Alrighty, y'all have a good one. That's how we do a Honda Odyssey power steering pedals.